Hey everybody, it's Jax again from the Popcorn Review Podcast. Today's gonna be my episode 39, AEW Dynamite 300. So AEW, a lot of people say they weren't gonna last, but I'm happy to say that they've been here since I think 2019, maybe 2018, if I'm not mistaken. But been with you guys from the long haul, from the beginning. So happy to see you guys around. Can't wait for All In. But let's get into it. Again, this is AEW episode 300 for Dynamite. You did have the segment pretty much started off, or I was not saying segment, how the show started off was with Hangman Adam Page. You know, he starts off the show, um, and he pretty much just goes on a nice little emotional promo again, at least in my opinion. Hangman was pretty much telling Moxley, "You better bring it." He goes, "I want everything. I want everything. I want you. I want the Bucks. I want everybody. I want the Death Riders. I want everybody." He goes, "Give me a Texas death match." Holy shit! Now, we all knew what was gonna come, what was gonna happen. You know, Moxley's waiting in the background doing his weird little stretching or whatever the case is. Again, I'm a Moxley fan, but it was just a weird scenario. The way Moxley just goes on his crazy rants just doesn't make sense to me. Um, Pretty much he gets into the ring like per usual and says, I want a match, and you don't want that. You don't want that, son. I'm at the pinnacle. The only reason why you won the Owen Hart tournament was because it was just beneath being on top of the mountain. Now, I personally thought he was just trying to like goat Hangman into it. Um, but Hangman pretty much walks off. Claudio comes in. To be honest, I thought Claudio was done with AEW because we haven't seen Claudio in weeks. I think it's been like 2 or 3 weeks now. And even with the whole John Cena kind of calling Claudio out during the pipe bomb, I expected maybe he was coming back to WWE. That's why he kind of said it. But you know, Claudio actually attacks Hangman. They just start beating down on him. Yuta, all of them. Even Marina Shafir starts hitting on him for a little while. You did have them leaving, and Hangman gets up and grabs the mic and goes, "Hey, y'all messed up. Y'all fucked up. I'm still standing. I'm still standing." And Claudio kind of turns around like, "What the fuck do we got to do to this guy?" So good promo, or good segment, I should say. Finally, Moxley's there. Him and Marina Shafir kind of run off. When Hangman kind of called Claudio out, he starts coming back, and Yuta kind of pulls Claudio to the side. I was like, "Yo, chill." I didn't see it at first, at least from the camera angle that we had. You had Samoa Joe and the Ops start coming around. So you had Hobbs come out. You had everybody there kind of blocking their way. Well, without us knowing, you had Marina Shafir coming around the arena and tries to ambush Hangman. Well, she already slapped him a bunch of times beforehand, and she goes to swing on him with the briefcase, misses, and he pretty much calls out Moxley like, "Yo, just know that I'm willing to do what I need to do to win that championship." Well, he buckshot lariats the shit out of Marina for Shafir, and it finally he was like, "You want a match? You want a match? Fine, you'll get your Texas death match." So the World Heavyweight Championship for AEW will be a Texas death match in Texas. I mean, they can't set the stage any better, to be honest with you. Makes a lot of sense. We already knew there's going to be a bunch of fucking interference on this match. You're going to have the Bucks. You're going to have the Ops now. You're going to have the Death Riders get in. I mean, shit, you might see Swerve. You might see Will, get in there. Um, Shit, you might even see the American Dragon make an appearance. So I'm telling you, All In is going to be an amazing fucking pay-per-view. Cannot wait to see it, guys. But yeah, again, announce Texas death match. So hardcore, hard hitting shit. All they need is a fucking cage and to be a fucking trifecta, to be honest with you. But we already know there's gonna be a lot of run-ins, and that's why pretty much Hangman was like, "I want everything. Give everything to me." Um, the first match of the night, though, after that segment, you did have Timeless Tony Storm on commentary, and she was there to kind of watch the match for the CEO Mercedes Moné versus Mina Irakawa. If I said that wrong, do apologize. But But this match was pretty good. A lot of people are gonna sit there and say, "Oh, Mercedes is using her creative control, this, that, and the third." She made Mina look really good during this match. She was selling her ass off. She was doing hard moves to each other. They were both. This was a good women's match. Like, who can be upset with this? We all knew that Mercedes was going to win. It doesn't make sense for her to drop a title before she goes against Tony. But the craziest thing, as good as this match was, Tony Storm looked shook. Like, she kind of had her little setup with her steak dinner and her vegetables or whatever. And she was just like, yeah, the whole match. She didn't fucking move, didn't smile, didn't smirk, didn't twitch, nothing. She had her butler kind of like fanning her down, looking at her like, what the hell's going on? Nothing. Tony Storm is shook. Um, Long story short, another great match between Mercedes and Mina there. Good match all around. Both of them were looking strong. And again, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, CEO Mercedes Moné uses her creative control." That was a great match. She put over Mina. I can see Mina winning the TBS championship very soon, or possibly a Ring of Honor championship. They're using her a lot. This was a good match for her. Like, if y'all don't think so, y'all crazy. That was a great match. After the match, the CEO celebrating that she won, and she starts beating up on Mina there. Tony Storm gets in, and CEO kind of like dips off and comes back and starts attacking her. Pretty much leaves her shook. Timeless Tony Storm looks scared of the CEO Mercedes Moné. So I don't know, guys. I had two theories there. It could be one, Timeless Tony Storm wins, and then the CEO Mercedes Moné goes crazy, loses all her titles and relinquishes or just drops everything after she lost to Tony, like she doesn't have anything else to give. Or Timeless Tony Storm loses, and now you're gonna have her even collecting another belt. So she's gonna walk around with 6 championships because she reached the mountaintop. I don't know, guys. It's all in. I'm telling you, all in. It's gonna be smacking. Um, but again, good match for those girls. Mina was doing her thing. Mercedes was doing her thing. Happy to see it. Um, the next match of the night, you had MJF versus AR Fox versus Brody King and Anthony Bowens. This match was good too. Again, if people are going to sit there and say no, this match was good. We already knew that MJF was going to walk around with the Hurt Syndicate, kind of protecting him like the little brother, and that's exactly what happened. Once the match started, he tried to pay off Brody King with like a stack of money, and Brody King slammed it on the mat and said, "Get the fuck out of here!" Pretty much like, no, that's not going to happen. And once that happened, MJF dips off, stands behind the commentary, actually sits at the commentary table, puts some headgear on, and starts talking during the entire match. So then you got AR Fox, you have Brody King, and you have Anthony Bowens pretty much going at it. MJF just talking shit like, "Oh, I'm going to work smarter, not harder. I'm going to let these guys tire themselves out, and then I'm just going to go ahead and win the match." And that's pretty much what he did. They had an amazing match. The three of the guys, Bowens was hitting some good moves. Brody King, fucking monster, like I mentioned in previous episodes. When he does that cannonball, that shit's gotta hurt. Like, he did cannonballs to everybody. At one point, he did a cannonball to all three of them in the fucking corner. This guy's got to be over 300 pounds. Even if you're the guy in the back of that stack, you're getting hurt because you got massive weight on you. Every time I see the cannonball from Brody King, I don't care what anybody says, that shit hurts. MJF did again win this match, and they started celebrating and then reach for the sky, boys. You had Mars Briscoe come out with his brand new shirt on. I think it was like MJF kosher pickle, or has a tiny kosher pickle, and it even had the AEW license, their name on the bottom. So they're gonna be selling that shirt. I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of their number one selling shirts, because the crowd, again, once they saw it, MJF kosher pickle. So that's gonna be amazing, guys. So Mark Briscoe's number one, MJF is number two for the Casino Battle Royal to start. It's possible that match could be over before it started. Technically, you're gonna have multiple guys in this match. If the time runs out, for the first two, then boom, the next person comes out, the next person comes out. If the Hurt Syndicate helps MJF win, it's possible it could end with just them two in the ring. But hopefully not, honestly. Hopefully that they kind of prolong it and maybe they're the last two. So 1 and 2 are still in it at the end. Still think that Hurt Cynic is going to get in it somehow, some way. Maybe they might even be entries in it and might be some tension with Bobby and MJF, but maybe that's down the road, I mean. Um, but in all, great match. Brody King looks strong. Anthony Bowens looks strong. MJF playing his heel part. And Brody King, I think I said Brody King. Oh, no, sorry. AR Fox, Brody King, and Anthony Bowens all look good in this match. MJF, always great on the mic, always talking shit, kissing MVP's ass wearing the singlet. But in all, again, another great episode or segment for All In, guys. Can't wait to see it. You had a weird segment because they are, I believe, in California for tonight's episode. So the Bucks were saying, "Oh yeah, this is like a stone's throw away from home." So they kind of like had the cameras follow them around and pretty much said like, "We're not gonna give up our EVP titles. We're too perfect." Almost like they started going to their schools and like, "Yeah, this is the school we used to go to. Man, it looks so much different than when we were kids." And this is so this like they were pretty much just talking how much they outgrown their childhood or outgrown the people they used to be. And to be honest with you, it was a little corny. Um, but again, it is what it is. But I will say, I don't know if anybody else picked it up or it was just on my end. Picture in picture was fucked up throughout the entire episode or playthrough. Um, Picture in picture, I already hate, to be honest with you. I don't know if I've mentioned it in the previous, but I hate picture in picture. Why do I have a 65-inch TV? Okay. And when I do picture in picture, it's 25 or 30 inches on this side. And then my picture in picture is the size of a tablet. I can't see that shit. I got a 65-inch TV and I got a 10-inch or 12-inch fucking picture in picture next to it. And then they're overplaying the fucking the commercial. So I'm hearing the commercial and watching a little fucking screen like this. Hate picture in picture, but it wasn't even fucking working. There was part of the episode the picture in picture wasn't working. There was part of the episode that the picture in picture was had the graphic behind it was completely black, and then there was one time that it said AEW Summer Blockbuster. That happened a few weeks ago. So either the truck was messed up or the studio messed up, but picture in picture was not working. So hopefully y'all get that fixed. Um, During this episode, which I think it should have happened during Summer Blockbuster, honestly. Um, I said they should have like did a movie there. So for here, they were promoting the DC movie because they are on a Warner Brothers channel or family channel, whatever the case is. So they were talking about the new Superman movie. I'm personally not invested in that movie. Um, I'm not a Superman fan. I'm a Batman fan. Um, I love DC, but personally, Superman was never my favorite character. Don't like it at all. But you did have they were having heroes versus villains matches. So one of them was the Bucks and Takeshita working with the Don Callis family versus Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bandito. Good match. It came out of nowhere, but good match. Um, Looks like you're gonna have Takeshita possibly challenge Bandito 1-on-1, maybe at all. I think it's at All In. If I'm not mistaken. I think that's what they said at All In. It's announced, or there's a Ring of Honor pay per view coming up soon. Sorry, I might have got those two mixed up. But it's possible Takeshita could win, and it makes a lot of sense. Get that man is a good Takeshita is fucking amazing, bro. Get the man some gold. Um, Even if it's the TNT Championship, let him get something. I honestly don't feel like Adam Cole was doing anything with the TNT Championship. He ain't doing nothing. Takeshita is a heel. As much as I say heels all got the titles right now, Takeshita is a heel. He could have some great matches. He could have some good matches with fucking challenging people. He could have good matches against Kyle Fletcher's his own people, Will Ospreay, Swerve. Why not? Especially that the that well during that match, you had the EVPs and Takeshita to win. So it was a good all around match. Everybody was putting on a good show. The EVPs won. Um, you did have a match later that it was another heroes versus villains match, but this one was Swerve, and you had Swerve and Will Ospreay versus Mordos, and I forgot the other guy, so I do apologize. But another good match. Like Will Ospreay and Swerve are doing their fucking thing as a tag team. Like they might be the people who take the titles away from the Hurt Syndicate. Like they are a great tag team. They weren't on the same page because after the Heroes won that match, the last one, the Villains won. You had the Bucks and Takeshita. This one you had Will and Swerve win, and the Bucks come out and they're pretty much saying that we're not going to give you that. We're not going to give you our EVP title. What's in it for us? And he looks at Will looks at Swerve. And he was like, "How about this? If we lose, we can't challenge for the AEW World Championship for a year." Holy fucking shit! Swerve looks at him like, "What the fuck did you just say?" And now shit is getting real. Think about this, okay? I thought Swerve and Will were gonna win, but how much better of a story if the fucking Bucks win and now two of your best fucking guys cannot challenge for the AEW World Championship? That means they can go for TNT, they can go for the Unified Championship, they go for tag team, they can go for trios. Stuff in Ring of Honor, Ring of Honor television champion, pure champion, world champion, tag team champions over there. But they cannot challenge for the AEW World Championship. Holy shit. Honestly, it's a better story. Better story. Have Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland lose at All In. Now, hear me out. I know a lot of people are going to say no, but hear me out. They lose at All In. The Bucks keep their EVP title or the EVP title. Yeah, their title. And now you're looking at Swerve and Will. Y'all can't challenge for the AEW championship. So even if you have the most wins, y'all can't go. Technically, if they're number 1 and 2, and that means number 3 is number 1 contender because they can't fucking challenge for the AEW World Championship. Even if they win the Owen Hart tournament, can't do it. Even if they win the Casino Battle Royal, can't do it. Do you know how much that could fuck them over? They could challenge for any other championship in AEW, but cannot challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Swerve looked at him like, "Yo, what the fuck?" He's like, "Nah, we got it. We got it." Better story. Better story. Honestly, it's a better fucking story, guys. I mean, I had it all in my head that the fucking Bucks were going to lose their title, their EVP status, and you were only going to have Tony Khan being creative control and I guess Kenny. But guys, holy fucking shit. That blew my mind. How are you going to have your best two of your biggest baby faces? Because yeah, you got other guys there, but they're two of your biggest. Swerve is a beast in the ring. Ospreay is a beast in the ring. But if they lose at All In, they cannot challenge for the AEW World Championship. I just can't stop saying it. It's a better fucking story. Yes, I wanted the Bucks to lose, but that's a better story because that means no matter what they do a whole year from now, they cannot challenge for the AEW World Championship. Boom, like mic drop, fucking crazy. Um, for the final match or the main event match, you did have Coda versus Okada there. A lot of people were talking online how good this match was going to be. Um, Kota Ibushi was apparently hurt, and Okada, this is a good match. I hope we see this Okada versus Kenny at All In. Honestly, Okada's been very boring to me. Like I've mentioned in previous episodes, Okada is a boring ass champion. His gimmick is boring. Only thing he got going for himself, he's always calling somebody a bitch and giving people the finger. He hasn't had a lot of title defenses. I think Okada's had maybe 4 title defenses. Honestly, he hasn't done shit with his title. Makes sense why they're unifying the title with Kenny's title. Again, better match from Okada. Kota doing his thing as well. Long story short, though, Okada does pull this win off, and him and the Don Callis start beating down on Kota. Well, what happens? Kenny Omega's music hits. I thought he was going to wait a little bit, maybe till next week to come out. on Wednesday, but he came out this week. Comes to the ring, helps out his I guess best friend or former best friend, whatever you want to call it. Coda there. They take out the Don Callis family, do a double team on those guys, celebrate at the end, hug it out. And guys, again, All In is gonna be fucking stacked. Like, I cannot get over it, dude. Like, this pay-per-view card, I am so fucking exciting for. A lot of people online are complaining too. Oh, it's gonna be a 5-hour pay-per-view, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Nobody's saying nothing about, WWE having 2 nights of WrestleMania, 2 nights of SummerSlam, and then the same weekend as All In, they're doing multiple pay-per-views, NXT Grand Slam and Evolution on Sunday. Nobody's saying nothing about that. Shit, that's like 6 hours of wrestling on 2 different nights, 3 and 3. I'm assuming it's going to be 3 per pay-per-view. Not watching NXT Grand Slam, but I'll watch Evolution. I'm excited for that pay-per-view. But again, AEW guys, all fucking in. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.